Hi guys, welcome to join me in this comparison video of my two Zoey wallets. So I'm just going to do a quick review of both as I've used it, and sorry for a little delay because my son just started school from the long holiday. I'm still trying to get used to the whole mess that we're back in again, and it's fun, but it's just, time consuming along with my other errands and work and meetings. Okay, so coming back, I've gotten this first. I've used this for like a day or two, which is, a good use. So a quick introductory, this is a cowhide leather in rose ballerine. Is a smooth cuff leather with gold hardware. Canvas, one piece all the way like that. And you get a bit of a wrinkles here. I feel after a bit of a wear, you can see right here. You can see that little wrinkles. It's very obvious because it's a smooth leather. That bothers me a lot. So in terms of compartment, we have one, two, and right beneath 1, 2 over here on card slot. So total there's like 4, one cash compartment, and we have one more slip pocket right behind. This is the coin compartment. Inside is like a leather also, and I have some change. I fill both up equally. So in a comfort level, this is the Empriente leather. It's like gold hardware, full leather. It's a soft Empriente leather, and behind they actually sewn another piece with a glazing. So we have this one round of Louis Vuitton, and then inside same thing, cash, and then this is obviously softer because it's Empriente leather. So okay, in terms of aesthetic, let's have a quick look. Is that I like this a little bit more because I thought that with the Monogram you have this brown in color with the caramel, touch, gold hardware, pink. It's just a bit more rich in design and color, and you can see the stitching. I thought it's just gorgeous, but Empriente actually give a very luxury look. I'm okay, but I thought Victorine is too big of a chunk of like a big leather with just one little metal piece. I thought it's not fulfilling in terms of the details. That is why I don't like it. And I thought, to me, as a medium wallet, is too big. If you realize, I have been using this was my favorite. It offers like 3 card slots, 1, 2, 3. This where I use for my cash and some change, and I actually use this as a wallet. But if you look at the size, it's just so small and just so thin. So this is the size comparison. So it's just like a card case, and I use this as a wallet, and it does serve the purpose of that. The only downside is I've got to really fold my my notes very small, like into quarters. So when I draw them out, it's really a mess. It's a hot mess if I'm using different notes and in their different denominations. So this one offers much better because it has their own spot of, change, cards. Although saying they don't offer a lot of cards, but 4, which I thought is good enough, maybe 5. And I have in my cash that I do not need to be overly fold and stuffing. How I use it is I do not slot any cards behind. I've tried it. It will be a little tight, but honestly, the thing is that Victorine wallets have the card slots like that, slot in. This is more like slot in both ways like that. I notice sometimes that my cards actually runs out a little. Now, if you see now the card is actually, you see a little bit of a pink leather. So it means the cards are slot in the slot. So the pink leathers comes out. This is okay. So when you close it, the cards doesn't rub as much, between each other. There are occasions that I notice my cards were a little out, just a little out. It happens when you're using it roughly or quickly. I won't say roughly, but you're just not as, paying too much attention. So when the cards are a little out, it can actually rubs against each other like that in a bad way, constantly. And then when you close it and open, and especially if you stuff it with a lot of coins like I do, and it just pushes a little bit more in a bad way. So having said that, some of my cards here were peeling. One of the cards, which it never happened in any of my wallets, only after I used my Zoey wallet, putting it here, and it's that particular area. So I know that it's caused by the Zoey wallet. So I don't like it, of course. So therefore, I became very mindful of pushing my cards into until you see the pink little trim. It's in the pocket, then it's okay. And Having said that, I would just give you a note that try not to double this lot, so that it will become loose. And when it becomes loose eventually, the cards will fall out when you're using them. And if you're not careful, you fold them, they will just abrade each other in a bad way, I think. So over the long run, you have more wear and tear over your cards. That goes same with this. So this is nothing better. In fact, this would be better because it's easier to slot in and out because the leather is softer. For a start, this is definitely tougher because it's a stiffer leather. Again, it's more firmed, but when it's loosened, you know that the cards just falls out. So I really don't recommend you to, for these two black cards, you see them, do not double them. That's my opinion and my suggestion, because when this get loosened, it falls out. It may create a mess. Sometimes if it's so loose, if you imagine using it for a year, you double or triple these cards, it's so loose that the cards just fall out like that, and you're using a change, it just runs around. But good thing when you're using a change is either like that, so you do support the cards, or either like that. When you're using it like that, maybe the card will be falling out from here, but your hands are grabbing this part, so not so bad. The card doesn't fall out from this side, so it's still fine. But it happened once when I was using it, and I forgot to, with my baby crying and everything, I've got to carry him and everything. So I forgot to zip it up, so it was like that, and the next purchase, it became like that. And it was like, shoom, the change was just everywhere. It was a mess. So it's a good and a bad thing. And difference between the Victorine and this is because of the card slots in this way. Therefore, okay, let me just have this placed there. Therefore, you don't have much of an issue. The cards are just folded and just sitting upwards. So actually I do appreciate if the Zoey has the slot this way, and we just slot the cards in like that instead of this way. It's a little difficult to push it out, to reach it and to just slot it back like that, as compared with this way downwards. I think it's easier. And because of that, I do not put my two most used cards here, because it's really, to me, a little bit difficult to reach in and reach out. I've got to tilt the wallet a little bit in this area, like that angle, to tuck it in, to take it out. Of course, it will be easier. I'm not complaining like it's overly difficult, no, but it is not the most convenient. So I like to have it this way because the metal piece, I did try to max it out a little bit. This is not so bad because it's cowhide. It's not so obvious. This one, if you can see a little bit over here, there's just, I did not over push it, so it's not so bad, but there is a little dent in over here, simply because I was like closing it like that. So you can see this part actually pushes here. I have filled with coins. I have two cards behind. I have cash, thick cash behind. It just, chunked the whole thing up, and I've gotten that. So I learned to loosen it a little bit. So not so bad. So overall verdict, if you ask me, is that the back pocket, I think this is definitely a bit tighter. And I think one card max two, but I would suggest only one card if you want to have a good lifespan of this. If not, it stretches out too loosely. You may not like the use of it. So I will also use one over here, but I would say two cards is a better chance for here than here. So this is a better option in terms of elasticity. But if you're talking about the richness of design and colors, I thought this is a very good option. I mean, you just got to go for the pros and cons, right? But it's rather stiff for a start, and I think this is very pretty, but I don't really like it because the leather over here flaps up a little bit. So if sometimes you anyhow chunk into your bag, which I don't, but if you do, this may just got caught in between, like maybe a card holder or certain slit pockets in your bag. It may just hung onto it like that. If it's too hard of a force, it may just even fold the leather upwards. But it's a bit hard leather. It's not as easy as you think to do that. Or it may just snap the button open if you're too hard in just to slotting in. So it just pushes the button open. This may occur. And I don't really like the grips if I overfill it because I use a lot of change. If I use a lot of change, it just get the whole shape dented. This particular piece just flare up and it's very ugly. It's when you grab it. Because it's hard, it's supposed to be hard. If it's softened, I mean, that's very bad. But That would be better. It settles in a little better, but it's bad because it's supposed to hold the shape. It's supposed to be hard and tough. So that's the pro and cons I feel. But therefore, this solves it because it's a softer leather. When I stuff everything in, this doesn't bulge out as much, if that makes sense to you. So therefore, it's more comfortable. And I really like the grip. I feel, to me, therefore, it's fast free. This leather is like almost fast free. Unless you're using like a penknife to scratch over it. You use a pen to scratch and draw over it. That's where you get your marks and your dents or your scratches. If not, I think this is almost for a daily, gentle, normal use of putting into your bag. You shouldn't have good big wear and tears. So if you're just mindful for it, with it, I think this would last really, really well. Same goes with this. It's just that this is a smooth leather. In terms of ink mark and scratches, I can't imagine it. But this, I think it will hold up quite fine. Not with the ink, but with some gentle, abrasion, I think that's fine. So if you ask me between these two, I would go for my Empriente leather because I just like that stretch. I just like that easiness. It's wipe free. You can just wipe things off. It's gorgeous, and it's a small piece of leather as compared with a big Victorine. So if I have this metal piece out with this, it's just a little bit extra finishing touch with the black glazing. I thought it's fine. As compared with Victorine, I just don't like Victorine. I'm sorry. I know you guys love it, and I know the functionality of it, but I just don't like the finishing of like one chunk of canvas or leather with just a little bit of a detail there. It's not satisfying for me, and I don't like the leather tab. It's too vulnerable. It's better with the Empriente because the leather is thicker, but still, I prefer a metal piece. It's smaller, it's prettier, it's easier and fast free. So this is how I like it, and I love both. I'll probably keep both of them. But honestly, if I'm using this, I'm not reaching out for this as much because, this is fast free, this is cute, this is pretty. So at the moment, I'm still having both in my collection because they are just both, but I won't get any more in Monogram. If this comes out, I actually wanted the Victorine in something like this color, the freesia color, but I've seen it like for months. I just didn't get it. I just don't like it until when this came out. I just jumped on it because I love the size. I love how compact it is. I just love the finishing of this metal piece. I just love this. I can't say enough good things about this. So, but this only suits one who is very compact. If you're just getting one SLG to go out with you, I think this is a very compact piece. If you want something more comfortable, go for the Victorine. It offers more options because this particular area could fit in card because Victorine is bigger, if not coins. But this one, strictly coins, maybe folded receipts or some little pins or hair ties if you want to, but never a card. Unless you fold your name cards, maybe, but not a credit card, that kind. So therefore, in terms of options and space and everything, the Victorine would be better. If not, I think the Zoey is really compact. It's really, really small. It's really, really small. So I can't say enough good things about this. So this win me over. If it comes in any color like this, which I'm hoping in Zoey, to replace the current Victorine that I'm like yearning for, I will get another one in Empriente leather if the color is right, really suitable and really something that I do not have in my collection because I just enjoy this wallet so much. But I'll only get it in Empriente. I will not get it in canvas because I get very fussy with this. But if you are one who just want, this is very durable also, don't get me wrong, it's also very good, but I just like the softness of this. I just like the wholesomeness when you grip this, and I don't have to worry about this part. It's very soft. It's soft, not very soft, but this is definitely firmer. Like I said, it's meant to be, it's normal, but that bothers me a lot. So yeah, it's up to you to decide how you like it. And of course the price point, this would be bit more pricier. If I'm not wrong, it's about 100 plus 200 USD pricier than this one because it's a full leather. And yeah, so that's how I like it. And if there's any questions, you can just drop it in the comment box below if I've missed anything, but this is how much I can think of. So remember about the card slots. try not to double it. And this, I think, is not much of a problem. It can fit quite a good ton of bills. And then coins, this is definitely a better option. If you're a person with change, lots of change, go for this. Lots of cash, go for this leather because it stretches better initially. I would say this would turn out nice, but it takes maybe about 2 to 3 months to really stretch the whole thing out nicely. But for a start, if you're fussy like me, you may feel a bit of a rigidness because of this piece, but like I say, it's meant to be. So don't get me wrong, this is still a good piece, but anyway, you're just asking me which one, right? Then I'll go for my Empriente leather. I really like this a lot. So that's it, and very soon I will be sharing with you my Dior collections. I have a few more in my closet, which I will just, but these are the latest, which I have another card case just to share. I don't have much Dior anyway. So these are the few, and I will be doing a detailed review, what I think, how I use it. This is just like the Victorine wallet. You know, you see this and like that. So I'll come to that, and that will be in my next video. So if you feel that you want to do a comparison between some wallets and options, well, before I go, Dior has this Lotus wallet. To me, it's just like this one. This is very good. I really enjoy this also. But I would go into a details of between these two when I'm doing the Dior wallet, maybe how do I like each of them in comparison if you're considering a Zoey wallet and something very comparable to Zoey. This is the coin compartment and like that. So remember, I mentioned that I like it, you know, the card slots to be down this way. This fits the bill. So this has a pro and cons to it, and I really like these two at the moment. So it's my go-to. This is the Dior Lotus. This is the Zoey from Louis Vuitton. So that's that, and stay tuned in my video if you're looking for a comparison between them. And thank you guys for watching. So again, anything in the comments box below, and have a good one. Bye guys.